You know what? Maybe this is your moment to be off alcohol.
Maybe.
You know,
But like as
maybe
Ozzy said, not to get back into it, sobriety fucking sucks.
Welcome to
Backtracking, the show where three old friends take a second listen to influential bands, classic albums, track by track. I'm Rolf Bagdasarian.
And I'm Dan Fiden. We'll be taking this journey together, providing context, both historical and personal, on some legendary bands. For our third season, we've selected 15 of our favorite albums that we think deserve a good old-fashioned backtracking.
Deserve a good old-fashioned backtracking. Backtracking is the greatest podcast. Rob, even you and Dan this podcast every week. Backtracking is the greatest podcast. Get ready for podcast action.
J. William Hall isn't here again, and
He's
the reason why, we wanted to be sure he was okay with us saying this on mic, but when he heard that we're doing Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz, he just passed out. He passed out. He's like, hey guys, I'm so sorry, but like I just got to drink some water and rest for a little bit. So J. William Hall, we hope you're convalescing well. We totally get it. This is a really hard rocking album.
I've never asked J. William Hall why he's afraid of rock and roll. Like, he is afraid of rock and roll that has like a real balls to it. You know what I mean? He is not into metal. He like won't even give metal a chance.
I mean, I think the answer comes from Spinal Tap. I mean, people thought it was a joke, but he's like, why are women so afraid of you? He's like, well, we've got armadillos in our trousers, and most of these rockers had armadillos in their trousers. So, like, I mean, just the thought of rocking that hard with that kind of like firepower in your pants.
I think he's intimidated by the sheer rockiness of it all.
Well, I mean, have you heard D? Have you heard? So there's a track on. Go back and if you haven't listened to Side A, go back and listen to track 4 off of Side A called D. And if you're still standing after that, then you've got a lot of fortitude.
I just think that the range of albums that we're covering in the third season of Backtracking is unbelievable. We've got Blizzard of Oz. We go all the way from Blizzard of Oz to Felt. I had never heard
Felt,
of
I'm getting into Felt. I've been listening to Felt. Yeah.
You listened to it already?
It's a little, well, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to steal thunder, but I
love it. I'm glad that you're giving a little listen to some of these albums.
I'm giving, of course, everything.
You know what? Listen to me. I want to kiss your face right now. Look at you doing the work. You're fucking taking it to the woodshed. I love it.
You're going to want to take that kiss back when I say, I'm sorry, I can't get into American Music Club.
Will you just tell me the other ones that you've listened to other than Felt? Because I haven't even listened to Felt yet.
I've listened to Felt. I listen to Idaho. I like Idaho. I have a lot of fond memories of the Fiden remixes or the Fiden mixes, and I think you should publish them online and just send an email out every November or whenever it was.
Substack.
Yeah, create the playlist in Apple Music and in Spotify and send it to people and say, hey, this is like the Fiden mix. Because it's all streaming now anyway, so we might as well do it.
It's true. Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe we'll do like a monthly playlist for Backtracking listeners, and we can rotate. Each of us can make a playlist. It doesn't have to be the bands that we're covering. It's just whatever we think you should listen to this month.
But the Fiden mixes were so well curated, though. Like I can't curate.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. You know, I don't think anybody ever complimented me on my playlist.
I mean, Rob
before.
did. I think last time I saw him when your wife was in town. She got a little dinner together, and I know that he appreciates them because I believe we had a brief exchange about the Fiden mixes. And we're like, he needs to do that again. So
well, I appreciate that.
He might be intimidated to say so because
I got so deep into this one mixtape project that I never completed it. It became very strange. But it was basically I wanted to make 3 different playlists. and distribute them to my friends, which is what I used to do with these mixes. But like in those days, I would send a CD or a tape, right? And I'd make liner notes and everything, and then you'd burn the CD and send it off to somebody. This one project, I wanted to basically make the mixes as though a character made them. So I was basically trying to tell a story through 3 mixes made by 3 fictional people. And I made like the liner notes to seem like they were done by the fictional people, and I selected the music as though they did it, and I wanted there to be this like story, but it was so like weird that I eventually abandoned it.
So, it's funny. That's sort of in a vein of something I want to do as a podcast. A friend of that German actress that I've mentioned. Yeah. She and I like whenever we communicate, it's always through voice messages, like voice memos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should that's a great format, I think, for like a podcast.
Oh, that'd be
it
cool.
Could be a murder mystery, whatever, but 2 people are just exchanging messages back and forth, with each other. I think it would be a really great
I
format.
think that's a great idea. It
Convince
reminds
her.
me a little bit of like Joe Frank. Remember Joe Frank?
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of Joe Frank, we're going down this whole rabbit hole, but I found a documentary called Hendry about Phil Hendry on Amazon. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, listen, we're going all over the place, but I know our listeners are going with us because they love backtracking. America loves backtracking.
Yeah, they like it a lot. They're fond of it.
They like it a lot. All right, so Ralph, are you ready to get into side B? We are already at side B. We have
just a quick note to Mike who sent that email. Mike, hope things are good. We don't want to upset you.
Yeah, listen, Mike. I maybe I came off a little hot last time, but I just have to say I felt like your email,
Dan's got some opinions, Mike.
Tell me if I was wrong, but yeah, I don't like fade outs. Aren't we am I not allowed to have that opinion? Jesus. All right, Mr. Crowley, side B. Rob, we got to do it. It's 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Let's go.
Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head? Oh, Mr. Crowley, did you talk to the dead?
Okay, Rob, first thing I want to point out here about these lyrics. This is another Aleister Crowley song. We have covered only 2 records so far this season. Mind Science of the Mind, and now we are working on Blizzard of Oz. Mind Science of the Mind had multiple Crowley references in the cover art and in the lyrics. Now we're in a Mr. Crowley song for Ozzy. How many more Crowley references are we going to have this season?
Unless the Tragically Hip have it, I don't see anyone else really having a reference to Mr. Crowley.
Well, I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to maybe Felt does. Hey, so were there any other things about these lyrics that struck you? For me, this is a pretty straightforward song, really questioning whether Crowley's life is something anyone wants to emulate. But there are a couple of very interesting turns of phrase in here that I think are very unlike any of the other lyrics on the album. There is one turn of phrase in nocturnal rapport, which I don't know what that means, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
He's a prince of darkness in the night.
Oh, I was thinking that more was like, you go into a bar and you're like, hey, toots, yep, for a little nocturnal rapport.
Well, so the question is, when he sings Mr. Crowley, is he doing it as an interrogation or as an homage? Because the song is written from the perspective of someone talking to or asking Mr. Crowley questions. Yeah, which is an interesting way to sing a song or tell a story. What other songs do this? There's got to be some.
I don't know.
Where they ask questions.
Okay, so other than Nocturnal Rapport, which obviously you weren't interested in, there was another one. There's another lyric in here that I just think is so unlike any of the other lyrics on this album. Was it polemically sent? Did you read that phrase in here? Really funny. Yeah. I mean, Makes sense. Makes. I think nocturnal rapport is a little weird. It's a slightly weird turn of phrase. Polemically
Yeah.
like makes sense within the context of the lyrics, but it's just a little bit surprising to me. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only. Those are
Well,
the
so
only
Jimmy
comments I have.
Page of my favorite band, Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
bought. I mean, I like the guys in the band. I respect them and the music. Anyways, he bought Crowley's former house. So that was what was sort of happening around this time. I don't know if Bob Daisley or Ozzy knew Jimmy Page personally and had a chance to visit the house, and maybe I can envision like Bob Daisley being there drinking, I don't know, what do rock stars drink typically, like cognac or something. And Jimmy Page saying,
Mickey's
yes,
wide
he
mouths.
had a very good nocturnal rapport.
Yeah.
And it's something like that. And it found its way into the lyrics.
I don't know. I mean, these lyrics are definite. They are not pro Crowley lyrics. Jimmy Page, kind of well known Crowleyist, or at least reputed to be dabbling in Crowleyism and whatever else. But these are definitely not pro Crowley lyrics. They are Crowley skeptical lyrics. But Roth, I want to get into the music here because this side of the album announces its beginning with the amazing keyboards, right? Like that, like kind of organ and then the weird kind of dated keyboard sound. I don't know what those are, but it's so goth and it's just so amazing. And it really feels to me like it's a kind of a pronouncement that we're getting a little bit more Sabbathy on the back side of the record.
Yeah, I mean it's an organ, but it's probably a synth organ, which is how they have the what's the word for it? Yeah, it's there's a name for it. It's not tremolo, it's um I forgot what the name of it is, but there's a word for it. It's like a little dial
Uh-huh.
that is spring loaded that you have on a keyboard.
Okay.
Um so what the hell is it called?
Well, you know what? Why don't we just move past it?
Anyways.
Yeah, so you think it's an organ. But isn't it I mean, isn't it like very goth? There's a very different feel. I feel like the front side of the album feels a little bit poppier and um and I don't know, it just kind of starts with a slightly different. It is a guitar driven side to the album. Literally, it opens with that amazing Randy Rhoads riff at the top of I Don't Know, but this one opens with pure atmospherics.
Yeah, and so that organ is just a pipe organ with all the stops pulled. So when you hear someone saying pull out all the stops, that's an organ.
Oh,
It is. It's an organ reference.
really?
And when you pull out all the stops, because an organ is an array of different types of pipes. Some are horns, some are, flutes. I mean, they have different tenor to them, and timbre. And the pulling out all the stops is that very full organ,
Yeah.
like da 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 da.
Yeah.
It's that's what pulling out all the stops is. So this is a full stop
Yeah.
organ. It's like
I've been told I have a very full organ.
you've got armadillos in your trousers.
All right,
So
but I love that. It is, but it's dark. It's dark. It's goth. It's very dramatic. You know what I
now
mean?
imagine recording that at Ridge Farm Studios
I
at
know.
nighttime after dark. It would have been in March, so it would have been days would have been relatively long, not the longest of the year. Um, but that would have been awesome to be there when they're recording that.
Yeah. Now
While
the guitar.
Ozzy's probably down at the pub getting drunk.
The other thing I wanted to point out about this one is the guitars in the bridge. He plays this kind of like he harmonizes with himself. So there's two guitar lines that are what do you
Yeah,
call that? What do you call that?
harmony,
What Maiden does? Harmony.
counterpoint.
What's that thing called? He's doing that in here, and that kind of struck me as very Maiden. I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like
there's
that's
sort of like two
probably the
guitar
signature.
solos. There's like the intro guitar one, and then I wanna know what you said, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's like the tapping guitar solo that happens after it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the ding doodling ding ding doo doo,
And it's a very sinister sounding guitar solo too. It's
Yeah.
a very dark sounding song.
No, it's a really cool, very atmospheric song. Very goth song. I mean, this is definitely kind of the origin of, you know, like kind of dark thrash, like ultimately Slayer and kinds of stuff like that, where they really, you know, focus on kind of the macabre. I think that this song probably is the origin of that for most people. But Sabbath obviously has that. But I mean,
Yeah, I was going to say this is the
like,
most Sabbath-esque song on this album.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm wondering if like if whoever decided to put this, I mean, I know Ozzy was also into, you know, Aleister Crowley. He read a lot of his books. There were like tarot cards in the studio. Um, I'm wondering if like the decision was made to put this on the album to sort of lure some of the Sabbath fans over to Ozzy again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they ever left him necessarily, and that's actually interesting. Like how much like did Ozzy did any fans basically say fuck Ozzy after he, you know, left the band or was kicked out of the band and never became Ozzy fans but are huge Sabbath fans?
I'm sure
I've never met an Ozzy.
I've never met one, but I'm sure they exist.
I've met Ozzy fans who don't really know Sabbath. I've never met a Sabbath fan who doesn't like Ozzy. They might prefer Sabbath, but like I've never met a Sabbath fan that doesn't like Ozzy.
All right. Well, anything else we need to cover on this one, Mr. Crowley? Such a classic. I mean, you know, I think it's worth just saying right now, as we finish up track 1 on side B here, every single one of the songs on side A is a well-known, definitely a well-known Ozzy song. All of these songs are like must-play songs in a live set. Every single one. I mean, D, I think everyone knows. Obviously, it's not like a live set song, but every one of these songs is a legitimate, you know, hit, a known song so far, including Mr. Crowley. So we are so far, in my estimation, an all killer, no filler album.
Yes, and I think that's going to continue with the last 3 tracks on not only side B, but that means the last 3 tracks on the entire album.
Well, there's a lot I want to talk about with this next one. So you want to get into it, Mr.?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right there, Mr. Blister. Let's do it. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Let's go.
Silver screen, such a disgrace. I couldn't look her straight in the face. A blue addiction, I live in disgust. Degradation being eaten by love.
All right, so Ralph, these are the dumbest lyrics on the album, no doubt.
You know, you
right?
didn't mention the name of the song yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's No Bone Movies. It's No Bone Movies.
No Bone Movies. No, what's a bone movie?
This is the dumbest set of lyrics on the album. This song purportedly was written kind of by the band. They all went to, this is back in the days pre-internet, they went to a porno movie theater to see a porno. And after they left, they swore off ever doing that again. And this is kind of the joke lyric about them swearing off, going to porn movies, aka bone movies.
Yes. And this was probably one of the songs where it was written by, I mean, Bob Daisley wrote most of the lyrics. We've established that. But this was one where it was written about his reaction to it. Like it was his take on bone movies. It wasn't like him translating what he thinks Ozzy might be thinking about it. Ozzy, for all we know, may have loved the bone movies, but it was supposedly his reaction, his disgusted reaction to porn films, which are known as bone movies.
So you want to talk about the music a little bit, Rolf? This song, I think, it feels like kind of a little bit of a throwaway song on the album. However,
throwaway is the right characterization.
Yeah, it feels like a throwaway within the context of this album. However, I think if you listen to this song on its own, this song is the prototype for Motley Crue. Everything that Motley Crue is this song. It sounds like a Motley Crue song. It has the same kind of topics. It is like party rock, boogie woogie hair metal. You know what I mean? And it really feels that way through the whole thing. I think it's...
Well, I mean, this is basically Unskinny Bop.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of these songs are kind of like... Poison, all of them. That was kind of the tone of all of that hair metal, right?
Excuse me. But, I would not be surprised to hear
She's my cherry
this.
pie.
But at the same time, looking back, I would not be surprised to see this song on a Max Webster album, Canadian rocker, right?
Okay.
Because it's totally, and I could hear it in Kim Mitchell's voice, No Bone Movies, right? It could totally be a Kim Mitchell, like Max Webster track too.
Yeah.
It is, but it does have this boogie woogie vibe, which Ozzy never really had since. Yeah. And I wouldn't call it a throwaway, but it's out of place. If there's one, even more than D, like D fits the album better than No Bone Movies, in my opinion.
Well, so I mean, now we're getting into the sequencing question, my friend. I am glad you went there. The sequencing, not only is this, I think this song would feel a lot less out of place if it were not stuck between Mr. Crowley and Revelation Mother Earth, which are the two kind of most gothy, epic, doomy songs on the record. This just feels like a weird, like, dance move I'm
willing to bet there was a conversation that was had behind closed doors whether or not to even include this on the album.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I think if I were to do a backtracking, retracking of this album, one of the first things that I think I would do is I would definitely move D, or I would move. I think what I might do is replace Goodbye to Romance on side A with No Bone Movies. So that would be track 3 on side A. And then I'd move, like, Goodbye to Romance between Revelation Mother Earth and Mr. Crowley, or I'd put D in there. You're going to end up with a issue where the two sides of the vinyl aren't going to work right. But I would do that. I just feel like this shouldn't be, this goofy ass song shouldn't be between these two really like epically goth songs.
Yeah, and I mean I would also speculate too. I mean this was early 1980s, just come out of the 70s, which was a very gritty, grimy era, right, for popular culture, especially movies. This would have been around the time like Taxi Driver came out.
Sure.
And I think that in the popular culture with like this new breed of young filmmakers that were coming out, I think that it was sort of in the ether, like this subject matter, right? It's very slimy underbelly kind of experience the band had. I don't know where they went to this Bone movie theater, if it was in LA, if it was in New York, if it was in London. Probably LA, I'm assuming, or New York.
Some of those secrets are lost to time.
Well, I mean, LA has always been, the home of the porn industry, especially back then. So yeah, maybe it was Hollywood. Maybe it was North Hollywood. Maybe it was San Bernardino.
But I think we're in agreement that this is a little bit of an oddball, and you will buy that. That this is like the primordial ooze from which Motley Crue sprung. This song specifically.
Yes. I mean, I didn't do research into that specifically, but I suspect if you went down that rabbit hole, you would probably be.
This is my assertion, and I think I'm fucking right. I'm right again. I'm just winning so much. All right.
Yeah, and they had their place. I mean, Motley Crue was an American original, and
Motley Crue is fun. It's just totally different. You know what I mean? You can't come to Motley Crue expecting anything other than to flash your tits, basically.
And I think so. On that note, I think we got to come clean with our audience. So Dan and I were supposed to see Motley Crue about a year ago in Vegas, so we could flash our tits to them in Vegas.
Yeah,
but it got canceled, and we're both a little bitter about that. So we did send a selfie of us flashing our tits to Motley Crue, but they never responded. So fuck Motley Crue.
No, I think that it's a fun. I mean, listen, it's a fun show. You just need to go there with kind of your brain turned off, right?
Yeah. I also have never been so high in my life than when your sister gave me that tincture.
All right, so
listen. Like, I gave you twice the dosage back.
We don't have to tell that story. I want to move on to an unbelievably wild tune on this. 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Revelation parenthetical Mother Earth. Let's go. right. So lyrically,
yeah,
this is either a strongly environmental song or a strongly anti-nuclear winter song or both, but it is like a message song without a doubt.
well, yeah, and what I'm curious to know is, I mean, because Ozzy revisits this type of theme, not
Yeah.
this theme specifically, but he gets serious,
Yeah, he does a lot.
about in his music quite a bit. He's never too preachy about it. It's like him telling you how he feels about it. But like I'm wondering how much of this is Daisley's influence and how much is Ozzy's influence.
Yeah.
This is the biggest question mark I have of the lyrics of all of the tracks on this album.
Yeah, this is a very, but it's. I think the lyrics work really well, but really what there is to talk about in this song is just the epic scale of it. Okay, this is like the first, just to paint the picture here. This song has, obviously the core band, the obvious, instruments. It's got tubular bells. It's got keyboard, piano, acoustic guitar. It's got some kind of vocoder thing or something in there.
Talk box.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, like, it has all this shit in it, and it is really epic in scope. Is this
it is.
So what I learned later on is how much of a big fan of the Beatles Ozzy was. And I wonder, was this him trying to do kind of his woke up, get out of bed. I mean, because clearly he genuinely was a huge Beatles fan. And it feels kind of like a weird attempt at that kind of a, big in scope song.
It's definitely the most orchestral and enlarged songs in terms of production on the album. And it works. I mean, it's one of my favorite tracks on the album.
Yeah.
Not to give away the ending, but it's a real and it's very well orchestrated. Again, I don't know if that's Max Norman, I don't know if that's Rob Daisley. If it was Ozzy, I know Ozzy was very deliberate. Later, I'm assuming, I have no reason to believe he wasn't as deliberate in terms of what was being recorded and how it sounded. We both coughed at the same time, basically. 3 hours and thousands of miles apart, we both coughed. Is that crazy?
So,
but it's a very human. Like, I think this song, assuming it is Ozzy, regardless of who wrote the lyrics, just the way it's presented on the album is the most sort of, we've made, even through all Sabbath's catalog, is probably the first time we're like seeing Ozzy most naturally. Like, this is Ozzy. This is like the guy.
Yeah, but so in the music, I had a couple of questions for you. So it does a whole bunch of really interesting things. It takes you on this real journey. But one of the most striking things that, to me, in the re-listen is in the second last bar of the verses, there is this like "Let My Mother Live" section that gets real heavy. And then it goes into like this second, it almost sounds like it changes key or something, but there's this very dark second chord in that.
It goes into a major key. I think it's in a minor key and it goes into the same major key.
Okay, so it does change.
It's not like going,
But like that, the chord I'm talking about, it's like pretty, and then all of a sudden there's this one chord that's played that's like really dark.
Yeah, but that chord is a major chord.
Yeah, but why does it feel so dark?
Well, because it's a low chord and he strums it with like distortion.
Okay, well, whatever that is, he put some dark.
And
stuff
is that right when
there.
the tubular bells come in?
No, I'm thinking in the verses, it's like there's like one bar and it's all one chord, mother, da 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 da, and then that chord.
Oh, I think that's an augmented fourth.
Okay. Well,
and that's known for being like a doomsday kind of chord.
Yeah, it's totally that. It's totally doomsday.
I think it is.
But yeah, it's
hang on. Talk for a second. I'm gonna get a bass here. That's all I have.
The thing that I think is really interesting about this song is it has this like real prettiness and orchestral like prettiness, almost ballad like loveliness, but then it goes into these sections of real doomy darkness that's super goth.
Yeah, it is an augmented fourth. So it starts like I don't know if this is the key, but it could be like on a D, and then it goes down to an A flat, which would actually be D. It's a G sharp.
Yeah.
So like a D to G sharp is that interval.
Okay. Well, it's a really noticeable moment in the song. And again, it like just the vibe of how it shifts between the real dark and then the brighter, more ballad-like kind of prettiness is remarkable. This is a mother of a song. I mean, this is a big song.
Yeah, that around the same time, that was like the main theme of Wrath of Khan, Star Trek. Dun, 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 dun. That's augmented fourth too.
Yeah, but I mean, this song definitely, I think it's beautiful, but you need to buy into like the big and epic borderlining on goofiness of this type of music. Like it does veer towards a Spinal Tap kind of a vibe. In the same way that like I love Rush's song Xanadu. I just love it. But you have to be objective that like there's a lot of kind of what that song is that is easy to mock a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just so proggy. The lyrics are so epic. The song is so long, and you know what I mean? It's just like, I love that. But I also recognize that, you know, I get it why that's not for everyone, but I love it. I love the drama, and I love this one too. I mean, I can, you know, I can imagine the Spinal Tap kind of like snickers by some people at listening to this, but I just think that's really, I love that kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever want to make something sound magical or mysterious, definitely use that augmented fourth. So Revelation Mother Earth uses it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, but this is going to be a segue, but like one of the most interesting things for me about this song is it basically, Revelation Mother Earth ends and you go immediately into Steal Away the Night, and almost to the point that they're cut into being the same track. You know what I'm saying? There is like no pause between the end of Revelation Mother Earth and Steal Away the Night. And Steal Away the Night is such an upbeat song. But anyway,
how does that make you feel without the yeah, I know, but like this is like the anti-fade. How does that make you feel?
I actually really like that. I think that kind of thing can be really cool. And it was funny when I was listening to this, I like, you know, again, I listen to like live versions of a lot of these songs more frequently than I listen to the studio version of this album, like when I was younger. Yeah. But I remember Revelation Mother Earth just going right into Steal Away the Night. And I was like, God, is that just something that they would do live? Is that why that's in my head right now? But then I hear it on here and I was like, fuck, that's the way they always did it. Like, I think it works really well personally. But do you want to get into that song now, Rolf? Do you want to get right back into the last track?
I liked it. Yeah, let's end it on a high.
Let's fucking do it, man. Steal Away the Night, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, coming right out of... we did it just like Ozzy, right out of Revelation Mother.
We just went right into it, man.
Steal Away the Night. Let's go! Okay, we gotta talk about the lyrics, because the first thing that occurred to me, Roth, and it took me down a rabbit hole, is I was like, steal away the night is not the phrase. Like, the phrase was steal away into the night. Like, sneak out into the night was... that's what steal away meant, right? Was to like sneak away. What does it mean to sneak away the night? Like, it didn't make sense. And then I got into this rat hole. I was like, do you remember that song called Steal Away by Robbie Dupree?
Steal away. Why don't you steal away?
Exactly.
Yes.
Into the night. It's like a classic yacht rock song, right? So I'm like, wait a second. That song is called Steal Away, and in the lyrics it says steal away into the night. And I was just wondering, like, what happened with these lyrics? Why did they get this phrase wrong or something? And so I looked up, when did that song come out? Robbie Dupree's song was released in April of 1980.
Okay, so
these guys were in the studio when this song was released. Now, I'm not saying that there was any kind of influence or connection. It may have just been, synchronicity.
It's to steal away. Was that like a phrase that was common in the era? Because I've never heard it used other in the context of these two songs.
No, I think it's kind of an old timey. I think I've heard it in other contexts. It's like an old timey way of saying like sneak away, like run away into the night.
Well, I also kind of see it as like steal away the night is like let's get out of the darkness and into the light and be together type of thing. Like steal away the night. Like
so
take off the cover of take off the shroud, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Maybe they're stealing the night away from all the people who, they're taking the night for their own. They're gonna steal it. I don't know.
I mean, I feel that you and me could escape and hold the key to a paradise that's true and free.
Yeah.
Steal away the night.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a song about escaping, right? And like kind of meeting up with a like a lover or something, and then running away together. That's kind of the way I feel it. But
here's a lyric that might answer it. So run away with me tonight, dream the dream, and light the light.
Yeah.
Happiness is what you give to me. Ooh yeah. Steal away the night. You got to steal away the night. Like let's light the light.
Okay, so you're saying that it's
our love is bringing us both into the daylight. That's what it could be.
Okay.
Into the dawn.
Now, my favorite line in these lyrics of the whole song was "Let it be rebellion rules tonight." I thought that was kind of a cool little twister. Okay, so here's you remember how I said that No Bone Movies was Motley Crue? My assertion is that this song specifically is the DNA that ultimately gave birth to Guns N' Roses. This is like a very early Guns N' Roses kind of a song, fast, like catchy. It feels a little dirty, almost a little punky. I love the bass in this song too. I think that this is like my favorite bass song on the album, and it's not even close. Such a cool bass part.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see that with Guns N' Roses. No,
you don't think it's Guns N' Roses-y?
I mean, in terms of like epic love songs in metal, maybe.
Well, I'm talking about the early Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. They went into more.
I mean, other than like Welcome to the Jungle and, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't too into Guns N' Roses. I was busy with Rush, man, Maiden.
Yeah. All right. Well, fair enough. You didn't buy that one. You bought the Motley Crue one, but you didn't buy the Guns N' Roses one. But
Def Leppard, I never got into either.
For my money, this song gave birth to Guns N' Roses. Revelation, Mother Earth gave birth to like all of those epic gothy kind of metal bands. No Bone Movies, Motley Crue. I think this album really is. If you like any kind of metal from the 90s, you've got to listen to this album just to kind of respect where it all came from. In the same way that like you may not like the Beatles, but you have to listen to a couple Beatles albums.
Yeah. And the Beatles as a band, I never really got into until I played in a band where the guys in the band were like very inspired and influenced by them.
Yeah.
And the more I've learned about the Beatles and who, Ozzy was a huge Beatles fan, as was Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah.
The more I appreciate their genius. And I know a lot of people are like, I got an unpopular opinion. The Beatles weren't all that. I'm like, well, you can go fuck yourselves, because they were.
All right. So are we done? Are we done with Blizzard of Oz? Is that the entirety of what we've done?
Yes, that is the original released version of the Blizzard of Oz.
That's right. And I will say that, like, I think it's worth listening to the bonus tracks on the 40th anniversary version, which is what's on iTunes. But I think there are some stinkers on there. Like, you got to remember that the songs that we've covered were the original release, and it really is all filler, or all killer, no filler. It is like soup to nuts, an incredible album. Every one of these songs, with the exception of No Bone Movies, really went on to be Ozzy classics, and I would say metal classics. Like, there is not a metal fan who doesn't know every one of the songs on this album.
And he was supposed to be washed up.
And he was supposed to. So that's it, for all you washed up fuckers
don't
out
give
there,
up.
Don't hang up the towel, man. Everybody deserves a second chance. Ozzy got one, and he fucking took it, and he smashed America and indeed the world in the face with it, and released Blizzard of Oz.
You know, if there's one moral to this story, if you think you're washed up,
I thought I just said the moral.
No, I don't think you get to the crux of it. What you should do is go fucking drink yourself into oblivion in a hotel in West Hollywood until your manager's daughter comes and really gets your shit in order and finds you the most legendary guitar in metal history, and get back up on your feet. It's very simple. So you just have to have the fortitude to, have that happen. And if it doesn't happen, you have no one to blame but yourself.
So really, what the lesson here is, step one is get a manager. Step two, start dating his daughter.
No, step one is being in Black Sabbath. Start a legendary metal band.
Okay. All right.
And then get a really good manager who has a daughter, and then you could get kicked out of that band. And it's simpler than it sounds, but you know what I mean.
All right, so Ralph, we are, you know where we are. This is your moment to either shine or fucking not shine. The opposite of shine. In Dullen. But whatever that word is that is one of your opportunities here. You need to select the worst song on Ozzy Osbourne's classic album, Blizzard of Oz.
No Bone Movies. No Bone Movies.
No Bone
it's
Movies.
Easy. I mean,
is that your final answer?
It is my final answer. Yeah.
You know what? You're correct. That is the worst song on this album. The worst song on this album is No
It's
Bone
Ozzy's
Movies.
Tyshawn.
So, okay, there's only one question left.
The best track.
The best track. What is it, Ralph? What is the best track?
Huh.
There's so many good tracks that it's hard to pick just one.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
You want to know what, Ralph? I can't believe it. I don't think this has ever happened in the history of backtracking. You got them both right. The best song on this album is I Don't Know. And I'm going to tell you why
I said
it's
I don't know. I don't know which is the best. No, I meant I don't know.
This song has it all. It fucking rocks wall to wall, but then it breaks you down in that fucking breakdown bridge that just takes it down, and it just whispers in your ear. It's like, you know what? You're going to be okay, but we're going to take it back up to 11. We're going to rock your socks off here in a minute.
Yeah, and if you look at it from, I know we love this phrase, from soup to nuts, it's I don't know. I mean, like Crazy Train is the best known. It's very accessible. It's upbeat and everything like that. But like, it's one of those, Crazy Train is one of those songs where like honestly, like after a minute, you're kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like from start to finish, you're just like, fuck yeah.
It holds up just as well now as it did all those years ago. Whereas I would argue that Crazy Train kind of doesn't hold up. I think that they had to really change the way they played the song to kind of bring it up to date. But
Crazy Train makes for a much better dance remix, though.
Well, listen, I cannot believe that you got both the worst song and the best song correct. Ralph, that is why people beg you to come in and, talk to them about music, get on their podcast. They want you to just come over and hang out. People love Ralph. That is why. You just saw it in action.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what?
All right.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm all grown up.
Look at me. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Who's a big winner? Who's a big winner?
You're a big winner. All right. Well, that's it. That's it. We are done for the episode. I can't believe it. We're deep into season 3. Season 3. Who would have fucking thought? America demanded it. I wouldn't have thought, but America said, "Oh no, we want more backtracking." And who am I to question America? So, Raf, why don't you tell them, all of them out there, the people, the fans, what they need to do?
You guys need to get off your ass and get a fucking job. And wrong audience.
That's tough love.
You guys all need to go to social media, to Instagram, to X. I know Dan said Twitter last, but it's called X now, unfortunately. And you got to go to Backtracking Rocks, and you got to follow.
How do I spell rocks?
ROXXX.
ROX, just one X.
One X.
We're saving the extra X's for sex.
We're saving it for the Bone movies. So go to Backtracking Rocks at Instagram.
Yeah.
It's the best, most fabulous Instagram ever. And go to X. And where else are we? Facebook? Are we on Facebook?
No.
Oh, backtrackingrocks@gmail.com if you want to email us.
And then YouTube. What if I love a podcast, but I don't know what to do with my eyes? So I need to have a video component for the podcast. What do I do then, Raf?
And then you're shit out of luck. SOL, as they say.
No, we've got you covered as well. You just go to our YouTube channel. It's Backtracking Rocks ROX. The branding is on point and it's consistent. It is always Backtracking Rocks ROX.
Yes, and for those of you who are here for No Bone, it's not PornTube Backtracking Rocks. It's YouTube. youtube.com/backtracking rocks.
You know what though? We should probably go get those usernames on those sites, because I don't want somebody posting fake back. I don't want backtracking fans searching for awesome backtracking episode, and then they end up being directed to the wrong place.
Go get those accounts and post the pictures we were going to send to Motley Crue, and that'll be our channel.
I love it. All right, Raf, once again, thank you. You are a champion today, so you really need to go treat yourself for the rest of the afternoon. Whatever it is, you take some me time.
I gotta go get coffee beans because I don't have any more left.
You know what? I'm gonna send you some coffee beans. It just so happens I got lots of coffee beans.
Will it be here by 5 a.m. tomorrow?
No.
Okay, then.
I'll probably be there in 3 weeks.
I only drink, and I'm very particular about my coffee. I only drink Schnurred coffee.
Well, that really is. You can't even buy it online. I know people are they're can I buy
coffee?
No. You know what? You want to buy some? Go. Listen, thank you all for listening to the podcast. We're done. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Backtracking is the greatest podcast. Rap, even you and